Hello, high level listeners. Are you more of a cat person or a dog person? What does your fur baby like to do for fun? How do you take care of your pets? In today's episode, we're going to show you how to answer all of these questions with some real life, high level English vocabulary and expressions.
Yes, that's right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to High Level Listening. This is our channel where we give you side by side British and American English to take your language to the next level. I'm Mark, I'm from the UK, and together with Kat from the US, we're going to talk today about pets.
All right. So, like usual in our advanced vocabulary podcast episodes, we'll each read a short script about our little fur babies. Mine might feature some words and expressions more commonly used in the US, while Mark's will be more typical of a British person. After we read, we'll go through our scripts one more time and we'll explain in all the best vocabulary and phrases to help you talk about your own pets in high level English.
Yes, before we begin, as a quick reminder, we always put subtitles on our videos, but if you want a PDF transcript as a downloadable file that you can take offline and study at your own pace, you can join us as a high-level listening member, and there are details of how to join that in the description below. So, let's get started. I will ask Kat today's question. Are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
Oh, definitely a cat person. I grew up with animals, so I've always felt very comfortable around animals, but I've always had a soft spot for cats. We found our fur babies on the street and took each one to the vet to get spayed or neutered and get all their vaccines. Then they were our cats. Overall, I think cats are way easier compared to dogs. Of course, we have playtime, but it's not like I'm going to go out and walk a cat. The cats have some scratching posts, and that makes them really happy to use their claws to scratch and mark their territory. Honestly, my cats sleep most of the day, usually lounging around the house or in their cat tree. Of course, I have my responsibilities as a pet owner. Their litter boxes always get cleaned, and their food bowls and water bowls are always filled. It's totally worth it when we get to snuggle on the couch with their little purrs. All right, what about you, Mark? Are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
I'd say I'm more of a dog person. We were definitely a dog family when I was growing up, and my childhood pets were all dogs too. So I was excited to get my own when I moved into my own place. I adopted Buddy from a local shelter, and as soon as I saw his little face, I knew I had to take him home, and he's been an amazing addition to our family. He's gone from a little pup into a big doggo who loves cuddling on the sofa, tummy rubs, going for long walks out in the woods, and of course playing fetch with his favourite squeaky ball. Obviously, it's quite a big responsibility. It can feel like work sometimes. I need to make sure he gets his morning walk and gets his breakfast before I go to work. Then I feed him as soon as I come home and take him for his evening walk. On our walks, I always keep him on a lead, but he's really good with strangers, and he loves to come up and say hi to people and get some attention and scritches. Overall, he's a very good boy, and I couldn't imagine being without him.
Oh, that is so precious. So basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to go through each line of the script. So I'll ask Mark a question, he'll ask me a question. Then we're going to go line by line and explain all that really good vocabulary. So I'll start. Mark, are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
I'd say I'm more of a dog person. This was the first line of my script. I'm more of a dog person. We're going to use this phrase a few times this episode. A dog person is a person who prefers dogs. Maybe they prefer them as pets more than other animals. They had them when they were younger, like in my case, or they just like them a little bit more. So I'm more of a dog person. This doesn't mean that I don't like cats. I also like cats, but if I have to choose dogs or cats, I'm more of a dog person. So this doesn't mean I don't like other animals. I just prefer dogs. I'm a dog person. This is also a good way if you don't like dogs or you don't like cats. If you want to say that, but you don't want to sound mean or horrible or anti-animal, you can say this. I'm not really a dog person. Sorry. Or, I'm not really a cat person. Sorry. That's quite a gentle way to say that you don't like one or the other. So this is a nice phrase. So I'm a dog person, and we were definitely a dog family when I was growing up. We were definitely a dog family. So a dog person is one, a dog family is a whole family who prefer dogs. So maybe mum and dad both had dogs for the children, and then they added another and another. You might have several over a few generations. How about you, Kat? Are you more of a cat person or a dog person?
Oh, definitely a cat person. So when I say definitely a cat person, I dropped off the subject there because we know I'm talking about me. Are you more of a dog person or a cat person? Definitely a cat person. I mean, my name is Cat. So I think from when I was little, I was destined to be a cat person. I grew up with animals. I grew up with animals. Now, when you're a kid, you grow up, so you age and you get older, right? So I grew up with animals. I grew up in Texas with animals. So I grew up with animals. So I've always felt very comfortable around animals. I've always felt very comfortable. I've always felt, F-E-L-T, I've always felt very comfortable around animals. Some people don't feel very comfortable around dogs or around cats. Maybe they didn't grow up with cats. So, or dogs in that matter. So I've always felt very comfortable around animals, but I've always had a soft spot for cats. Now, I've always felt very comfortable around all animals, big and small, dogs and cats, but I've always had a soft spot for cats. A soft spot is maybe sometimes it's a little unexpected. Some people think that cats are mean, they scratch you, they ignore you, they're the king of the house, and you are the slave, basically. So I've always had a soft spot for cats. I think because they don't just love you like dogs, they're a little bit harder to get to know, perhaps. So I've always had a soft spot, which means that I have always felt a little bit warmer towards cats, and they've always made me feel really good. I've always had a soft spot for cats. So definitely a cat person. Definitely. Now, it's okay if you're not a cat person. I 100% understand not all cats are super lovable. Not all cats are super easy to get along with. So I understand if you're not a cat person. But I'm definitely not a dog person. I love dogs, but I would never have a dog. They're just too much work. Okay, let's continue on. Mark, where did you get them from? Where'd you get your dog from?
So I was excited to get my own when I moved into my own place. I adopted Buddy from a local shelter. So where did I get my dog? I adopted Buddy from a local shelter. A local shelter is often a dog shelter or a shelter for animals. It's a place where lost or abandoned dogs go and they get a second chance. The shelter will look after the dogs, they will feed them, they will give them medicine if they're sick, and keep them healthy. Then people, families, or anyone can come to the shelter, look at the different dogs, and if they really like one, they can adopt one. They can take one and make it part of their family. They can give the dog a new home. So if you go to a shelter, you're probably not going to find many puppies. You might find older dogs that are 1, 2, 3, 4 years old or even older. So yeah, this is a very common thing to do in the UK. Instead of getting a brand new puppy, there are lots of shelters with lots of dogs who still have love to give. So give them a second chance. I went to a local shelter and I adopted Buddy. As soon as I saw His little face. I knew I had to
Face.
take him home. Yeah, his little face.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be hard to resist this when we talk about our cats and dogs. We're going to talk about them like they're so cute. This little cute little animals. And in English, to make something cute, you have to make it small. So
Uh-huh.
his little face is his cute face. But you can do it with all parts of the dog. His little face, or his little ears, or look at his little paws, or look at that little face. When it's little, it's cute. And like it's that feeling when it's so cute, you want to like hug it, squeeze it. Oh, look at his little face. You could do this with human babies as well, I suppose. Little cheeks. But yeah, especially with pets. Look at his little face. I saw his little face, his little nose, and I knew I had to take him home. And he's been an amazing addition to the family. Some families will talk about pets like it's almost like another child, like a part of the family, an addition to the family. My dog has been an amazing addition to the family. They can bring people together and bring some more love into the house because dogs are full of love. So yeah. How about yourself? Where did you get your cats from?
So we got my fur babies from the street. And when we found them, we took each one to the vet to get spayed or neutered and get all their vaccines. Then they were our cats. Now, usually in the United States, it's very similar to the UK. There are lots of shelters with lots of animals that need homes. However, sometimes animals get dumped or they run away from their homes or they're just a kind of a half wild animal and they're from the street. From the street usually means that it's no one's animal. It's no one's pet. Maybe they escaped. Maybe they are wild animals. They are from the street. Now, this is quite common in a lot of different countries that maybe they don't have shelters available for you to adopt an animal. So you pick up an animal from the street. I know it sounds a little crazy, but that's what happened to us. So we got my fur babies from the street. Fur babies. This has become very popular, especially around people our age, because human babies, we don't need to say human, they're just babies, but fur is the hair on an animal. So fur babies are dogs, cats, even hamsters, mice, anything with fur, anything with fur. So this is our hair. We usually refer to this as hair, but animals usually have fur, extra hair on their body. They're fur babies. So our fur babies, we got our fur babies from the street. And when we found them, we took them to the vet. Now, the long word is a veterinarian or veterinarian, but we almost never say that. We take them to the vet. They get a checkup or they get spayed and neutered. Sterilized is another form that we use. I think Americans usually use spayed and neutered. Spayed is for female animals. Neutered is for male animals. This means they cannot have baby animals. So it helps them stay healthy. It helps them not have unwanted baby animals anymore. And so we took them to the vet to get spayed and to get neutered. So we use get spayed and get neutered because the vet is doing the action. So we took them to the vet to get spayed. That means that the animal has the action on them. The vet does it to the animal. And to get all their vaccines. Get in this part means to receive. Okay, so the animals got all of their vaccines. Vaccines are shots that help protect them from bad diseases, bad problems that animals can get. So we took each one to the vet to get spayed, to get neutered, and to get all of their vaccines. Then they were our cats. They are no longer street cats. They are our cats now. We own them now. They are our cats. They don't belong to the street anymore. They're our cats.
Nice. They found a home. They found a family. That's nice.
They did. They're so cute.
So you said you are a cat person. That's fine.
Yes.
Would you ever get a dog?
Ooh, would I ever get a dog? No. Honestly, just flat answer no. Overall, I think cats are way easier compared to dogs. Of course, we have playtime, but it's not like I'm going to go out and walk a cat. So I would say overall, no, I probably wouldn't get a dog. Cats are enough work for me. So I think cats are way easier. Way in this sentence means much more. Okay? Way easier. Much easier. Very easy compared to dogs. Of course, we have playtime, but it's not like I'm going to go out and walk a cat. This is a funny sentence structure, but it's not like I'm going to do this. Sometimes you think of a silly scenario or a silly thing to do, and you say, it's not like I'm going to win $1 million. Oh, it's not like I'm going to walk my cat outside. So the sentence is kind of funny for when you think, well, no, I'm not going to do that. It's not like I'm going to do this. So it's not like I'm going to go out and walk a cat. Yes, I've seen the TikTok videos where someone can learn to walk a cat. That is not my cat. My cat hates that idea. So I'm not going to be walking my cat anytime soon. All right, Mark, let's chat a little bit about your fur baby. What does your fur baby like to do for fun?
He's gone from a little pup into a big doggo who loves cuddling up on the sofa, tummy rubs, going for long walks, and of course playing fetch with his favorite squeaky ball. So there's about 4 things my fur baby, my dog, likes to do. Before we talk about them, he's gone from a little pup into a big doggo. You might have seen this word on the internet. This is very internet slang. A dog, a doggo. That's D-O-G-G-O. This is another cute slang word for a dog. He's a cute dog. He's a cute doggo. He's my doggo. That's an affectionate term. Like, I really love my dog. I love my little doggo. If you see a small dog, it's a small doggo. A big dog, it's a big doggo. Any size and any breed of dog can be a doggo. And it's a more fun, silly way to describe a dog, especially if you love dogs and you're excited to see them. So anyway, he's gone from a little pup or puppy into a big doggo. And his 4 favorite things are cuddling up on the sofa. To cuddle is another word for hug. A dog will not use its arms and hug you around the neck, not usually. So cuddling is just touching each other. Maybe I'm sitting on the sofa and the dog sits on my leg or sits next to me and leans against me. That's cuddling. For animals and for pets, that's cuddling up on the sofa. You don't need to use your arms. Number 2, tummy rubs. Tummy, again, this is a quite cute, affectionate term for your stomach. Your stomach is your tummy. To rub, so tummy rubs is rubbing or scratching my dog's stomach. Dogs love to lie on their back and you can scratch their tummy. Give them some tummy rubs. Buddy loves tummy rubs. Give him some tummy rubs. Number 3, going for long walks. So going for long walks. We'll use a few different phrases this episode about walks or walking, but you can go for walks. I like to go for walks with my dog. I like to go for long walks in the woods with my dog. And the 4th and final activity is playing fetch. Fetch is the English name of that game where you take a ball or a toy, throw it, the dog runs after it, gets it, and brings it back to you. And then you throw it again, and the dog runs after it and brings it back, and then you throw it again, and they can do this for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on the type of dog you have. So playing fetch. I like to play fetch. Buddy loves playing fetch with his favorite squeaky ball. Some dog toys, if you squeeze it, it goes ee, 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 ee. That's squeaky, a squeaky toy, a squeaky ball, a squeaky treat. Yeah. His favorite squeaky ball. It's the one that I always throw when we play fetch. So, how about your cats? Cat, what do your fur babies like to do for fun?
So the cats have some scratching posts, and that makes them really happy to use their claws to scratch and mark their territory. Honestly, my cats sleep most of the day, usually lounging around the house or in their cat tree. So they've got lots of toys, okay? They've got lots of toys. Let's start with the scratching post. Now, a post is usually kind of a tall post, would be like a tall piece of wood or a tall toy that they like to scratch on. Now, scratching is when you use your fingernails, or for cats, we call them claws, okay? Because they're much sharper and quite a bit scarier than your fingernails. So the cats like to scratch on their scratching posts. Scratching posts. So they have special toys that are really good so that they don't use your couch as a scratching post. We don't want that. So they have lots of fun little toys, and it's really good for cats to scratch on their little scratching posts. And that makes them really happy to use their claws to scratch and mark their territory. Now, I like this phrase because for cats, marking their territory means scratching, rubbing, but for dogs, marking their territory means peeing. Okay, so it's a much nicer phrase. To mark their territory means to pee on something. And to pee is not the nicest word to talk about normally. So you could say, oh, I'm so sorry, he's marking his territory. Marking, M-A-R-K-I-N-G, marking. No, not like you, Mark, but
close enough.
but it is. Marking is to pee. So if dogs are peeing, you say, I'm so sorry, my dog marked your couch. And that's a nicer way to say, you know, my dog peed on your couch. All right. So marking their territory. Honestly, my cats sleep most of the day, usually lounging around the house or in their cat tree. Lounging. Lounging is laying around, just, laying around, just lounging, relaxing. I mean, my cats have such a good life. Lounging around the house or in their cat tree. A cat tree is very fun. It's kind of a tall, usually kind of with steps on it, so the cats can run up to the top. They can look down like they are, they're the little king or queen of their little house, and they can kind of look down. So sometimes the cat trees are quite big, sometimes they're small, and the little cats can sleep in them. These are usually called cat trees, T-R-E-E-S, cat trees. All right, so now it's our responsibility. How do you normally take care of your pets, Mark? How do you take care of Buddy?
Obviously, it's quite a big responsibility. It can feel like work sometimes. So, obviously, it's quite a big responsibility, and it can feel like work sometimes. So, yes, every parent, when they're talking to their child about a new pet, will always say, this is a big responsibility. You have to walk them and feed them every day. And this is true with dogs and cats and all pets. It's quite a big responsibility. There is a lot of effort, and it can feel like work sometimes. Work, I'm not receiving money, I'm not getting paid to take care of my dog, but if anything is difficult and hard to do and takes some energy, that's work. In English, you can say, ugh, it's work. Even if talking to a person is quite difficult and hard, you could say talking to him is work. or hanging out with him is work. Maybe it's difficult to spend time with someone, or yeah, anything that's challenging or tricky is work. And that includes dogs. I need to make sure he gets his morning walk and gets his breakfast before I go to work. Then I feed him as soon as I come home and take him for his evening walk. So there's several things involved. It's a big responsibility because I need to make sure he gets his morning walk. Kat used gets earlier for gets vaccines. I'm using for gets his morning walk. He receives his morning walk. He has his morning walk. Some dog owners walk their dog twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. So they have a morning walk. They have an evening walk. I take him for his morning walk. I take him for his evening walk. Also, he gets his breakfast before I go to work, and then I feed him as soon as I come home. It's not weird to call your pet's food breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't think many people feed their pets lunch, but 2 meals a day is usual. We call it like human food, breakfast and dinner. I have my breakfast and I give my dog breakfast. I have dinner and I give my dog dinner as well. So the meals of a pet are the same as your human meals as well. So how about you, Kat? How do you take care of your kitties?
My kitties.
Yeah.
Of course, I have my responsibilities as a pet owner. Their litter boxes always get cleaned and their water bowls and food bowls are always filled. So, my responsibilities. Responsibilities. When I was younger and I wanted a pet, my dad always said, pets are big responsibilities. They are a big responsibility. And that made me think, I'm sure it's just fun and snuggles, and that's it. But responsibilities are the things you have to do to take care of your animal. They aren't just happy and fun all the time. Sometimes they get sick, they need food, they need water, they need to go out on walks if they're dogs, they need their litter boxes scooped and cleaned if they're cats. You have to take care of them. These are your responsibilities. So I'm a pet owner. I'm a cat owner. Mark is a dog owner. So the owner means I own that animal. That is my animal. I have an animal. I own it. It is mine, right? So as a pet owner, I have lots of responsibilities. So I used kind of is this the passive voice, I guess?
Mm. Yeah, they get
Yes.
cleaned.
Uh-huh. So their litter boxes always get cleaned and their water bowls and food bowls are always filled. So I used those because my responsibilities here are more important. Yes, I could say I clean the litter boxes. I fill the food bowls. I fill the water bowl. But really, it's more important to say, no, the litter boxes, they're always cleaned. They're always done. This is always filled. So it's more important for me to talk about, in this case, my responsibilities. That's why I've switched over to a different verb tense. Their litter boxes, that's where the animal can mark their territory or use the restroom, right? So their litter boxes, that's kind of the sand, gravel, wood that's inside of those boxes. Litter boxes always get cleaned. Sometimes I do it, sometimes my husband does it. They always get cleaned. That means someone puts the action on the litter box. They always get cleaned. And their water bowls and food bowls are always filled. Now, when they are empty, there's nothing in there. So they need to be filled. Okay, so I can fill up the water bowl. I can fill up the food bowl. They get filled or they are filled. All right. So I hope that helps a little bit when talking in kind of a little bit different way and a little bit less direct. Now, we're continuing on to Buddy going on for his little walk. So, going on his little walk, what's he like on walks?
On our walks, I always keep him on a lead, but he's really good with strangers and loves to come up and say hi to people and get some attention and scritches. So, yes, one of the main responsibilities of having a dog is going on walks. When you go on walks, you should have some equipment to control your dog. One of those is a lead. A lead is that long rope or attachment, usually connected to the dog's collar. And then if your dog wants to run, you can pull them back and stop them. And it makes sure that you're close together. So if you're walking next to a road, the dog doesn't go into the road, and it keeps them safe from other people, and you can control your dog with a lead. If you're in the UK, you will hear the word lead. Sometimes there's a sign at the park saying, keep your dog on a lead. However, if you go to the US, you might hear leash. A leash. It's the same thing. You put the leash on, you put the lead on, and go for a walk. So some places it's mandatory. There's a sign. We keep the dog on a lead at all times. But I keep him on a lead just so I can control him. Or if there's other people who are scared of dogs, I can keep him away. But luckily, Buddy is really good with strangers. And he loves to come up and say hi to people and get some attention. So dogs obviously can't talk, but we use this phrase, come up and say hi. If a dog or an animal approaches you and looks at you and is not scared of you, or maybe wants some pets or scritches, they say hi. Or if two dogs meet in the park and they sniff each other, they're saying hi. They're like, oh, come and say hi. Oh, he wants to say hi. Even if a dog jumps up and puts their paws on your shoulders and is licking your face, he's saying hi. So this is another human action that we give to dogs. They have breakfast, they have dinner, and they say hi to people. Buddy does this to get some attention and to get some scritches. So
Scritches.
this is another slang cute pet term. We've had fur baby, doggo, now scritches. You might see this on the internet. The real word is scratches. If you scratch your dog, scratch them, dogs enjoy that. They like it. I'm rubbing their tummy, or I'm scratching their tummy, and dogs enjoy it.
Now, I can't remember the last time I said scratching. It's always scritches or scritching.
Yeah, right. It sounds cute.
It's just we always use the cute word, especially when you're talking to your pet or talking about your pet. It gets real cute real fast.
Yeah, just give him some scritches.
Just some little scritches.
Scritches on the chin, scritches behind the ear, tummy scritches. I don't know if this is in the dictionary. It might not be.
It probably is.
Maybe
It must
now.
be.
Yeah, by now, because it is so common. Yes, so when you want to give your dog some love, give them some scritches. That's a cute way to say it. Anyway, so last question for today. Is it worth it having all these responsibilities and cats in the house? Is it worth it?
It's totally worth it when we get to snuggle on the couch with their little purrs. So it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. So I'm saying 100% yes. All the responsibilities, all the early mornings, giving out breakfast, it's totally worth it. So it's totally worth it when we get to snuggle on the couch. I think you had some cuddles, right? Yeah. And we get some snuggles. They are both very similar words. It's, of course, the same thing. When a kid wants to snuggle or cuddle with you, it's just being very close to you and wanting to touch you and feel that warmth. So snuggling and cuddling are the best part of having an animal. So it's totally worth it when we get to snuggle on the couch with their little purrs. So whittle, Widdle. This, just like Mark said, doggo, scritches, whittle, the little face, the whittle face. So whittle
Little
is kind
face.
of baby talk. Yeah, it's like baby talk for little. Little turns into Widdle. Whittle. Oh, just a whittle guy. It's baby talk. I know it can get a little annoying, but I like to use it sometimes when I'm talking to my pets. Oh, your whittle face. Oh, your whittle purrs. Now, dogs bark and cats meow. And then the soft noise, that the kind of the vibration, that is a purr. Purr. They purr. So when cats are happy, snuggled up on the couch, usually they will make this noise and they will purr. So it's nice when we get to snuggle on the couch with their little purrs. What about for you, Mark? You have a lot more work to do than I do. Is it worth it?
Yes, it is. Overall, he's a very good boy, and I couldn't imagine being without him. So, yes, he is a big responsibility and it can feel like work, but overall, he's a very good boy.
He's a very good boy.
He's a very good boy. Yeah, so again, this is another phrase. When you want to praise your dog, we always say, good boy. Good boy. If it's a boy, good boy. If it's a girl, good girl. And we say these phrases so often and so many times when you're training the dog or teaching them new commands that it gets shorter and shorter. And good boy, the letter D
boy.
on good disappears. It's good boy, good boy,
Good boy.
good
Good
boy.
girl.
Come here. So we play fetch. I throw the ball. He brings it back. Good boy. Or if it's a girl, good girl. Good
Good girl.
girl. Good girl.
Good girl.
Who's a good girl? Who's a good
Who's
boy?
a good girl?
Yeah. So this is the English way to praise your dog. If you want to teach your dog some English, you can start exposing them this way. He's a good boy. And this is, that's the best thing you can say to a dog. Sometimes dogs understand that that's a good sound and like they start wagging their tail and they're very happy when they hear good boy. On the opposite side, just to tell you, if they do something wrong, it's bad boy, bad
Never.
girl.
Never.
But
They never do
no,
anything
never,
wrong. Never.
Even when they mark their territory on your new sofa, no, it's not a bad boy. But
No. Bad
yeah,
boy. No bad boys. No bad girls.
a good boy is the highest compliment you can give to a dog, I think, or a good boy or a good girl. And I couldn't imagine being without him. He is a part of the family. Okay, so there you go. That's a wrap. There's lots and lots of great new vocabulary and expressions to help you talk about the cats and the dogs in your life. And like always, we love to hear your comments and stories about your lives. And we always read and reply to all the comments on YouTube. So why not try to answer these questions and try to use some of the vocabulary from this episode? Like, are you more of a cat person or a dog person? What does your fur baby like to do for fun? And how do you take care of your pets?
Absolutely. We love to hear your examples and your experience, so let us know in the comments below. Also, if you want to get the PDF transcript for this episode and all of our episodes, you can also become a high-level listener member. There are details about how to do that in the description below.
Yes, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.